In another sad news, Mikala joins a famous Hawaii surfer that has been known for filming himself while on a surfboard, sadly passed away following an accident when he was on his trip to meet Hawaii Islands. I want us to watch some of his last moments videos before I take you into more details.
I wasn't first to the market. I just wanted to do something that was I could do on my own and downsize on the surf trip with 5-6 people, you know. So that was kind of the reason of going that route.
You want to hear the whole story about me winning and all the whole events that took place?
You paddle out of this cave and all of a sudden there's all this surf.
If social media was around back then, our careers would have been huge.
Didn't know how long we were going to be held down or how much of a beating.
I was just going about 1,000 miles an hour.
It was, you know, like every surfer's dream.
I think it was just judged on, you know, good surfing.
Well, people have been shooting a POV for years, you know, like Greeno, and then Brian Conley, and then Travis had a couple cameras. I decided to go out and get my own gear. The GoPros weren't kind of there yet.
Water housing has 2 closure buckles that are easy to open.
I had a tail mount, and then I had a remote trigger, so I'd duct tape the cord along the side of my rail, and then I would paddle with the trigger in my mouth and stand up and then fire the trigger on my own, where I guess a lot of guys like Warren Bolster and a lot of the older guys that were doing it for years would stand on the beach with a RC controller and fire the photo as the surfer is riding the wave. So at that point I was just kind of trying to do it on my own with that tail mount and hit the remote trigger myself. I got a couple good shots, but that was never my favorite angle. And then I figured it was pretty easy to do handhelds. I took my water housing off of my tail mount out of pistol grip, and at that time it was Skin Dog and Dave Wassel were towing into Puerto Escondido, and that really got me thinking on how to get shots like that. But then I didn't have access to a jet ski over here in Bali, so I decided I'd start paddling with it. And so I'd have my water housing, and I figured I could Velcro it to the deck of my board, and then I would paddle with it under my chin. And then when I stood up, you have that one shot to grab it, or you miss it, then it goes flying off. So, and that was with the 7D. And yeah, I got some fun, you know, some pretty different images, but you know, with shooting flash, you don't get as many frames. So I got 1 or 2 really cool shots they're a bit older now, and slow shutter speed, so you can see that motion in the lip, and with some nice morning colors. And yeah, I was pretty stoked on those. I don't think they ever got ran anywhere, but yeah, so GoPro came along. I was back here in Bali, and Nathan Myers and Taylor Steele, they came to me and asked me if I wanted to work on a GoPro 3 trailer. That kind of really got me interested in traveling lighter and crazier angles. And the cameras got really good pretty quick. The way you can move that camera now in the barrel and work on different angles and techniques it's up to the person filming, and it gets pretty tricky. Over the years I learned, you know, you want to shoot in good light, so pretty much only shoot in morning or afternoon light. That's always been a goal, is to get a POV shot with the morning light. There's a David Poo shot where he was swimming a fisheye, and he has the full sunrise ring in a barrel, which that all was etched into my mind like as an amazing photo. And doing POV, I've always wanted to try to get the sunrise with a flash. So that was the shot we were after for like the last 10 years plus, you know. It's hard, man. Like all the elements to line up, it never came together on that. So I wanted to continue to try to get that shot. You know, it's been a few years now, and I never really got it. And then one day, my friend's like, "Oh, you want to surf early in the morning?" And I was like, "All right, let's go early. I want to try to get the sunrise shot." It's a super glassy morning. The waves weren't that big. It was about like 4 or 5 feet, and there's no one around, and paddle out in the dark, and it was pretty slow. And the sun was rising, and when the sun's coming up, you only have 15-20 minute stops to get into a barrel, to hopefully everything works out. Just even to get into a barrel when the sun's rising like that, it's hard, and let alone trying to push the trigger and hope you achieve a sunrise shot. I was shooting 30 frames in 3 seconds, so you get 10 frames a second, and you know, you just never know what kind of light you're going to get. It was a pretty sick sunrise that morning, and definitely got lucky that day.
Born in 1979, 44-year-old Mikala Jones sadly lost his life to a tragic accident that affected his femoral artery, as per the details from his family. The Hawaii surfer was being known for filming inspirational videos from the inside curling massive waves. Jones died in Indonesia on Sunday morning, 9th July, during his trip to Mentawai Islands off the western coast of Sumatra. It all happened when a large blood vessel in Jones' thigh got cut by his surfboard fin during the incident that made him lose much blood from his body. In a tribute post by his daughter on Instagram, Mikala Jones' daughter Isabella said that she was happy her dad was doing what he loved most. Jones is survived by his wife and 3 children. May Mikala Jones' soul rest in eternity, and our thoughts and prayers goes out to his family and loved ones, and may his soul rest in eternity. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the bell so that you don't miss out on any news updates that we upload. I love you guys and stay safe. Bye bye.